Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us for this very unique and special time for Coral Reef Drama and the theater community as a whole. My name is Christine Sabina, and I was the director of this very special project. In these difficult times, your support of the arts is so important and appreciated. If you're able, we're asking for a suggested donation of $5 per viewer to support our efforts to bring excellence in theater to Coral Reef High School. During this time of social distancing, social injustice, and major divide in our country's population, this poignant and timely work of theater based on the true story of the life and death of Matthew Shepard seemed especially impactful and important. This unique piece of theater was created by Moises Kaufman and the members of the Tectonic Theater Project to start meaningful conversations and to inspire audiences to take action to erase hate and replace it with understanding, compassion, and acceptance. We hope to create a new dialogue in our Miami community about the difference between acceptance and tolerance. Thank you to the amazing Troop 5744, who had the great perseverance and the ability to pivot during this time of continual change. That lesson of adaptation I hope you carry with you. You have made Miss Arca and me very proud. With that, we honor Matthew. We honor all people who have ever experienced injustice or prejudice in their lifetime, or love someone who has. Our hope is that we create a conversation within our community to foster understanding of those different from ourselves and spread a message of hope and peace. Today, we invite you to be part of that conversation. Please enjoy the Laramie Project.
Hi, my name is Kailani Pino.
Hi, my name is Zina Guerra.
Hi, my name is Oscar Chifone.
My name is Natasha Benzadon.
Drew Shaw.
Danielle Salupsid.
Jordana Lennon.
Hi, my name is Brian Diaz.
Anna De La Rosa.
My name is Laz Rodriguez.
Nina Ray Donaldson.
This is Ellie Gutierrez.
Anna Shelton.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm a senior.
Angela Percival.
My name is Brendan Laraya.
My name is Ella Almaguer.
My name is Paul Twadi.
Hi, my name is Emma Solorzano.
I am Isabella Garcia.
Hi, I'm Emily Kellner.
And I played the role of Shadow as well as news reporter number 1.
And not only was I lucky enough to be a part of the makeup crew, but I was lucky enough to also play the roles of Romaine Patterson and Rebecca Hilliker.
I played Dr. Canaway, and I was also costume designer.
Barbara Pitts and Kristen Pierce.
Matt Galloway.
And I played the role of Marge Murray in the Laramie Project.
Part of the crew, and I was head of publicity.
The judge.
And I am the assistant stage manager,
Assistant film director.
Andy Paris and Russell Henderson.
And I was on the publicity crew.
Leah Fondakowski, Shannon, and be the costume director for Coral Reef's production of the Laramie Project.
And I played several characters in the cast of the Laramie Project.
Carrie Woods.
I got to play Allison Mears.
Conrad Miller, Doc O'Connor, and Fred Phelps.
Jedediah Schultz.
Trish Decker and Zaki Salmon in the Laramie Project.
And I was lucky enough to be the stage manager and director of photography of the Laramie Project.
This year obviously was so different, mainly because everybody had to social distance, or we had to wear our masks in the scenes, and it was shot so that you couldn't see somebody's mask, but one person only had their mask off and everybody else had a mask on.
the scheduling, the planning, the organization. It was so different from that of live performances.
I've been at home this whole time, while the majority of my peers have been at school.
Being in charge of the clapboard.
Working virtually isn't as easy as you would expect it to be.
Well, usually we go to competition, which is really fun.
Learning how to incorporate masks and social distancing into our one act.
What made this year's one act so much different than what I anticipated or from the years previous was obviously the COVID-19 outbreak and having to do everything virtual, which was not ideal, nor was it the plan, but we made do with what we could.
Like trying to find shooting spots, and instead of working on the stage, we had to find different backgrounds, but it was a really fun process altogether.
Being constantly quarantined because of someone in their class testing positive.
It's definitely interesting having to rehearse over Zoom, do auditions over Zoom.
We had the flexibility and the freedom of being able to reshoot our lines as many times as we needed, so it took off a lot of the pressure.
Nina and Megan and Paul came to my house to film. We just had such a fun time filming, and it was a great time to reconnect with part of my drama class.
Kind of like the in-between moments of laughing because a mic fell out of a shirt.
The environment that we created when we were creating the playbill, the poster, it was just great.
One time we were filming behind the school,
and I threw a plug up and it accidentally landed on Miss Sabina's head.
We had an hour to film both of my parts, so it was kind of like a quick change, but not really on the stage, more like in Drew's room. And I had to also mentally change for each character.
The umbrellas, because I forgot to bring my costume, so I just had a really big itchy coat on me.
We were in a school parking lot, and then we started getting yelled at by security, and we had to flee the scene.
And as soon as we got out there, put the mic on, we started filming the first take, and it started raining. And we ended up just shooting the shot in the rain.
You know, this isn't a flex, but my scene took at least 15 takes.
Certain cast members had to come to school, but only like 5 of us, and then we were shooting different scenes right around the campus, and there was no one here.
It was a lot of trial and error, and I thought that was really fun to be with my friends during that.
My favorite memory was definitely shooting my Romaine Patterson scene where I'm at the park, because it took a little bit over 3 hours to film because of all of the background noise and just kind of like the everyday things that were going on at the park.
The biggest challenge personally was definitely being quarantined.
Finding a way to differentiate between my two characters.
The fact that it was virtual.
Definitely virtual rehearsal.
I was sentencing a man to life in prison without seeing the man in front of me.
Figuring out a way to really connect with the audience since it was virtual.
I'm very passionate about human rights. And, I don't want to reflect views that are so hateful.
Maintaining communication through all people that are involved, whether it's the cast that are next to me or in their houses, or the teachers or other directors. Everybody had to stay in the loop.
Adapting a show that was meant to be performed live into a documentary style film.
Matthew Shepard's story is so important to me because it's one that shouldn't be forgotten and that should never be diminished or put down, because it's a story of LGBT plus injustice that should have never happened, but without it happening, we would never have been able to push past to come to where we are today as a society, and an accepting one at that.
I think it's important to let people know about Matthew Shepard's story, because before this I had no idea, and it's something that happens a lot and that isn't talked about.
Matthew's story is so important because it brings awareness.
Sure, we've made some progress when it comes to queer rights in this country, but the fight is far from over.
People think that hate crimes like these don't really happen on college campuses, or really only happen like in the South, which isn't the case. It really occurs all over the country and in modern times.
Because sharing his story and sharing stories like this, it's how we as a society will move forward.
The homophobic attitude of this country is still very prevalent today.
Growing up in this generation, we definitely don't experience the amount of hate that older generations have received. I have so many friends a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and being able to share this story is so important.
Spread awareness and do it in honor of Matthew's name.
Because it shows that love will always conquer hatred.
It was continued faith in my troop.
Shooting a short film is a whole different ballgame.
Only such a little screen for such a big moment.
You can adapt to any situation.
A big takeaway was just be nice. Just be kind.
Definitely how to continue pursuing your craft despite what is going on in the world.
Putting on a production in conditions like these, you need an awesome team.
We all have to be able to trust each other to do our parts and, be better than the sum of our parts to create.
Even though the world has basically been put on pause because of the COVID-19, it doesn't mean art has to.
Matthew Shepard's story was as tragic as it was important.
This needs to be talked about.
This is dedicated to Matthew Shepard and all others who have suffered through injustices for simply being who they are.
This story is for Matthew Shepard.
This is for you, Matthew.
And we dedicate this to you, Matthew Shepard.
We dedicate this one act to Matthew Shepard and his family.
We dedicate this piece to Matthew Shepard.
Matthew, this is for you.
We dedicate this show to Matthew Shepard.
Matthew Shepard, this is for you.
Thank you, Matthew.
We dedicate this to you.
And this is dedicated to Matthew Shepard.
Matthew, this is for you.
We dedicate this to Matthew Shepard.
We dedicate this to you, Matthew Shepard.
And I hope you enjoy the show.
We hope you enjoy the show. We dedicate it to the memory of Matthew Shepard.
We hope that this message of acceptance and tolerance resonates with you. Please enjoy the Laramie Project.